Just getting some target practice in. Now that we own our own, own quite a few guns now, as a result of our successful missions. But honestly, I'm done with this fucking submachine gun, I tell you what.
It's useful for about one level, and then you find the one that you're using now, and then you never pick it up again.
Oh hey, a new friend. He used to work for those assholes that we shot up in their neighborhood, and now he's working for us. See, I'm backed up on this. He absolutely hated the dude with the walls full of Chunko Pops.
I still think he was kind of a cool guy.
Nah. Oh well. Let's see how we're doing on the stock market. It's been a while. I seem to recall that G-Tech were apparently a competitor to someone, I think it was. Oh yeah, they were a competitor to the Vegemetoids. Yeah, they seem to be doing especially well right now. Jesus.
It's almost like correct me if I'm probably just completely pulling this out of my ass. But it's almost like your actions have effects on parts of the game other than the skulls of your enemies and their organs.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You know what? It's probably just funko poisoning.
Yeah. Some people have a tactical liver instead of a regular one, because it looks cool.
You can hang things from it.
Yeah.
Everyone needs a liver they can put on their gun. Hurt.
All the descriptions for the organs that you can collect are so good. I feel like they are actually the best distillation of like this game's darkly ironic sense of humor.
They always reminded me of... So, back in the early to mid-2000s, there was a bootleg copy of The Phantom Menace that was going around. Called Backslide of the West. It was translated from like 6 different languages, put through very, very early Google Translate, and everything came out completely nonsensical but very mimetic. And some of the lines just wound up being like oddly profound, and I wonder if that wasn't like the organ text wasn't a reference to that.
We got our first augment. The life sensor. And unfortunately, I make a grave error with like the recording of this next mission that you'll immediately know what I did wrong.
Played the game.
Anyway, no, but right now, we gotta kill the CEO of like a space company because apparently they're doing too good of a job.
Yeah, that's why you can tell this game is based in fantasy.
For now.
Yeah.
Look, man, I do not doubt for a moment that SpaceX could eventually devolve into, like, just, like, or be revealed to actually be a front for mass human sacrifice on the way to Mercury.
I mean, Amazon practically is already.
Fair. Anyway, here we are, at the dock. That little shed out there we'll visit right near the end because it's got something special. But there's currently, like, as we get closer to enemies, or NPCs rather, as you're gonna see the grave error I was talking about. I had to restart this level, and I forgot to re-equip the life sensor.
Ah. Well,
I pity
that's
you.
not creepy at all.
Yeah. Fucking dock workers.
Yeah, dock workers, the most loyal of all workers. Wait.
Living conditions on Mercury aren't that bad. By what percentage, may I ask?
In comparison to?
I mean, is it at least better or worse than Venus? I mean, like, those Nazi bastards in Wolfenstein tried to, like, set up a colony there.
Fuckers conquered Mars!
Yeah. The only reason they went to Venus is because they decided that it had to be settled entirely only by Germans. because they were still using slave labor from other races, so they thought that that made the moon, by extension, no longer purely German or whatever dumb Aryan metric of bullshit that they always operate on because they're fucking Nazis.
God, I love the first two modern Wolfenstein games. They were just so good.
Yeah, it's like two's got like some rougher problems in the gameplay department, but man, like it's got like some like amazing moments regardless, especially in the second half once it stops being so dour about like about BJ's current physical state.
Yeah, once the game goes, oh wait, this is a game in which you get a special cyber suit to beat the shit out of Nazis. And it's like, oh yeah, that's supposed to be fun, isn't it?
Yeah, too bad it's only a third of the game and not 2/3 or all thirds.
Yeah.
Anyway, we get a better submachine gun than that shitty one. This one has a silencer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
better
this
accuracy
is
for it as well.
Better accuracy, and of course, like the silencer is obviously not for show, but because as any good immersive sim should realize, sound needs to be an important gameplay factor. If enemies can hear something loud, like an unfiltered gunshot, they should naturally come to investigate what that is. Oh hey, it's one of our coworkers. I guess
You look familiar.
Yeah, he's not too big on wanting to finish the job, so we're just gonna do it for him. But he's not even come home, so he's just been living off like the food scraps that the workers are leaving behind. Poor guy.
Yeah, and remember, this is a world in which food is a very loosely defined concept.
It is, yeah. I mean, for fuck's sake, I didn't have time to mention it when I was scrolling through like the list of organs. But a pancreas is only worth $1 flat and does not go up or down at any point because it is determined to be obsolete because of advances made in the food industry.
That's not incredibly worrying whatsoever.
Yeah, it's
that has no implications for what humanity has turned into. No, sir.
Like anyone who is both unintelligent and has never and has never been familiar with what diabetics have to go to, they probably automatically assume that's a good thing.
Well, it's like an appendix that just has an inflated opinion of itself. I can live without one.
Yeah.
And then he died. God, no, I don't.
He writes for a FleshNet publication. He's a piece of shit.
No, I don't want to read your fucking fanzine.
Yeah. Take me off your fucking newsletter. Jesus Christ.
Here, no Chip Zdarsky, my friend.
Ugh. Alright. Much like with the Paradise and Pharmacokinetics before it, I am naturally, delaying the inevitable of going to the main target who's at the top of that big pyramid. Taking the circuitous route to show most of, the major sites.
This stage, it being more open, you kind of want to take out most of the enemies anyway.
Yeah. If you can secure the perimeter, that'll help, because making a beeline for the inside means, okay, now I need to escape. Oh fuck, they're still out there.
Yep, this stage gave me so much trouble the first time I played it.
Yeah.
But strangely, it also has probably my favorite level theme in the game. This is creepy, but also genuinely listenable.
Yeah, it's definitely on the better side as far as the soundtrack, because it's we definitely have game soundtracks that we can say we like that are they are made to be appreciated specifically in the context of like where they are played in the game, but sometimes you learn to appreciate them enough that you can listen to them outside of that context. I cannot do that with this game.
No.
But I can still totally recognize that, yeah, these some of these tracks they do stick in your head.
Yeah,
in a way that like it's worrying.
Yeah, this is definitely the first one that you can actually say, yeah, this is music.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't a Casio keyboard having a seizure. Well,
yeah, this isn't Clown Farts in the Basement Part 2.
At least until you get to the chase theme, and then it gets a bit fucky.
Oh yeah. I mean, like, it's weird too because like we went through pharmacokinetics and like that technically like has like a light dynamic music system where it's like when enemies are alerted, you get like a heart heart attack equivalent, like the techno equivalent of a heart attack, as it's blaring in the background.
Yeah, I had that set as my my phone alarm to wake me up in the morning. Lasted 2 days, and then I thought, no, I don't want to wake up in existential horror every day.
Yeah, that's fucking miserable, dude. What the hell?
I just really needed to get up for something, okay?
Like most I was able to like convince myself to use as like a wake up alarm for the longest time. I think was like early on, it was actually like some of the like the techno music from System Shock 2. But even then, I was like, no, as much as it's kind of thumping and I kind of appreciate it, it still has a bit of that dread that the setting is supposed to instill in you.
See, like, System Shock 2 genuinely has one of my favorite soundtracks of all time.
Oh, yeah.
Some of the music...
Like, I remember people looking at me like I was the weird one for liking it because they did not like the amped up, like, techno music, but I was like, no, it's great, shut up.
Yeah, I have it pretty much in constant installation on my playlists just because it is genuinely excellent music.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, Medsci 1 hits you the first time and you're like, I need to fucking book it.
People say like, yeah, it's a great game except for the music, and I'm like, yeah, well, you're a great person except for your opinions. Fuck you.
Yeah. Oh boy. Anyway, we're now inside the pyramid proper. We took things safe by like going up to the second floor because there are a lot of regular NPCs and a lot of enemies on the ground floor. And as we know, it's like there's admittedly like a logic behind it. Like you can pay attention to the way that like hostile and hostile NPCs like stand around and walk and behave. That like you can kind of eventually be able to discern at a glance like which ones are the targets and which ones are ones you need to like that you can just safely ignore and not waste ammo. But it becomes kind of a problem when there's a lot of clutter and a lot of NPCs grouped together. So the best chance you have is to not alert them, and then look for anyone that looks like they're holding a gun.
Anyone with their arms up is usually instantly suspicious.
Yeah. The thing that you extra have to worry about, though, no matter the situation, whether you're in a safe vantage point or not, is that anytime they are alerted by anything, character movements are deliberately erratic. Like that's a big balancing point for why they're able to like make the gunfights in this as tense and as hard as they are. Because yes, as we've described, this game respects the efficacy and efficiency of headshots. But that's assuming you're able to get the headshots in most circumstances.
Yeah, enemies will zigzag well,
yeah.
You can see.
Exactly. And it doesn't help when non-hostile NPCs will zigzag around and often get in your way.
Yep, they will usually, deliberately or not, that's hard to tell, they will usually obscure, like, you'll have the little icon in the corner, and you'll be like, okay, so there's at least one enemy still in the area.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck picking them out around, 20, 30 NPCs in a room all running around like their heads are on fire?
Yeah. There's technically a way to get around that part, though, of the issue of too many NPCs. But,
Kill
like,
them
that's... Well, yeah.
Lawnmower. Chainsaw.
Again, it's another one of those... My, so creative this morning. Or evening for your time.
Yeah. Well, I like to improvise.
Oh, yeah.
We
love it.
At which point the CIA's like, no, we didn't mean like that.
Yeah, it's like, why... We're putting you on a watch list and you're not even in our country.
Oh, please. Like, I'm only on one watch list.
Jeez, yeah. Anyway, here's our target. He is always hostile, so unlike targets in the previous two missions, he's one of the few in which you cannot talk to him. He has the silent SMG that we have, and he is ready to shoot anyone that tries to kill him.
And for anyone wondering, yes, his jacket does say "I'm CEO, bitch" on the back of it.
Yeah, there's some interesting, like, scribbles, I'm gonna call them, because let's be real, they're not logos or signs, they're scribbles. They're scribbles of text on the back of their clothes, like, yeah. I'm CEO, bitch, or security, where secu is written horizontally at the top, and then riti is vertical because they ran out of fucking room.
Yeah, one of the guys we spoke to earlier asking you for one of the new security hires. I swear to God, the first time I saw it, I thought he said, "You're one of the security high-res." I was like, that would be the only time anything in this game is remotely considered high-res.
Yeah! I mean, like, yeah, this literally is as high-res as you get, barring turning on, like, more advanced reflections. Which I think, like, for the majority of the LP, I basically turned those off, just because it was, like, running the game by itself, that'd be no problem. Running the game in tandem with OBS, I am not going to take chances on the idea that if random problems show up in a game I'm playing, that it is not being caused by, like, a CPU-intensive recording software. I already still have nightmares from when I streamed, like, Fear last year for Halloween, and just the weird-ass glitches I was having on that thing streaming it through OBS that I had never experienced before. I fucking triggered the Shogo, like, opening theme Easter egg on the radio, and instead of playing it, it drops the game's frame rate to 1 frame until I shoot the radio to turn it off. I still do not understand how that fucking made sense.
I mean, Fear is a game that doesn't really play well with modern computers to begin with.
That's true, and I'd already done everything I could to make it work as well as it could, you know, as it had been for the last 10 years.
I mean, it's a real shame because it is one of my favorite PC games, but...
Same, absolutely.
Anytime I've tried getting it running, it's just been a complete nightmare, so I just... After downloading, like, 15 hours worth of patches and mod tools and support and all that, I'm just like, nah.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind getting into fishing.
I mean, a little of both, really.
I've done dynamite fishing. Does that count? Anyway, he gave us permission. He's got a spare rod on the table that we can pick up. It counts as a weapon.
You should kill him for being a gatekeeper.
No. He was nice. He sensed our motivation and rewarded us for it.
No one likes a gatekeeper, my friend.
Look, some people, like they want to encourage others to, like, give, like, a new hobby, like, their all, like, when getting into it for the first time. It's just... But yes, some people might get a bit overzealous in doing it. But for right now, he is the least horrible out of every NPC we have ever faced thus far. He gave us a fishing rod. None of the other NPCs gave us a gift worth anything.
They gave us the gift of friendship, and then we murdered them.
So yeah, this is how fishing goes. You hold the fire button and then release to let the line go so it lands in the water. And then when you hear the sound of fish getting caught, you press the fire button again to reel it in. It's that simple.
No fancy bars, no mini games, no waggling, nothing. Just click and press.
Yep. And what fish you get is determined by, like, random chance out of a pool of fish that are only available in specific levels. So you cannot just stay on this island and fish for hours upon hours just to get every single fish. You'll have to find new bodies of water across all the levels. And when I say bodies of water, I mean literally any, even the tiniest one. Even ones that technically should not be able to sustain aquatic life, but they do.
You can go fishing in puddles and sewers in this game.
Yeah.
It's like Nier Automata all over again.
You could fish in an aquarium that the fish that you catch get placed in at Cruelty Squad HQ, and you get new fish. The game does not fucking discern, like, what type of bodies of water produce which types of fish. Only the levels.
See, I never actually knew that.
Forklift racing.
Oh yeah, Shenmue 4.
I mean, there is no race, unfortunately.
It's also no Shenmue 4.
Yet. Do not doubt Yu Suzuki. That motherfucker is gonna make sure it happens even if it kills him.
I mean, after the last Kickstarter campaign, that might very well happen.
Yeah. I'm sure he's gonna be able to convince anyone else to give him the funding for it.
It's just gonna be his head in a jar on life support saying, "Give me money for Shenmue."
Yeah. And then 110 Industries, after they have finished working with Soleil on Wanted Dead, are like, "You got it, boss." That literally is, I think, like the current new wish for it. Because they did a fucking interview with Yu Suzuki back at like TGS last year or something. Because 110 Industries, despite being like a Western publishing company, seems to be going in very specifically on wanting to partner with Japanese devs. Which you know, I can appreciate in that respect. If they think they can get a partnership with developers in certain parts of the world that are good at very specific types of games, why not try and go for it?
Yeah, if you can get names, then you might as well go for ones that have I don't know, prestige, heritage.
True. But regardless, we got to drive a forklift to the exit, and this is a game that is infinitely better than Shenmue 1, so it is the superior forklift driving simulator. That's it. Next video, things are going to take a big jolt up in difficulty, as you'll find.